All right. So they are really doing their best to shut the shit down. So it's up to you guys. I'm doing my thing. I'm doing the only thing I can do. I can't make this video go any further than it is. I'm on the video. So what I need is you guys to do your part. You know anybody else telling the truth about Epstein and all that stuff? Then share them. I'm not telling you not to share people. But understand how important you are to the situation. This is Team Goyim. We are trying to fight against a menace. And that menace is a well-oiled machine. They're very, very good at opposing us and controlling us and manipulating us. And they use that manipulation to control. And, it's just this circle that just protects itself. When you've been convinced that the bad guys in your Bible, the people that killed your Jesus, and that look down on you in everyday life, they think your belief structure is stupid. They think Christianity is really, really stupid. When you've been tricked into thinking that those people are your Christian God's favorite chosen people, like, I don't understand that. Like, really, once it gets pointed out to you in that way, in this undeniable, like, you can't, I'm not making anything up. This isn't hyperbole. I'm not like exaggerating. It's not Satan that's the bad guys in the Bible. It wasn't Satan that killed Jesus. Matter of fact, I've never even met any Satanists. In my whole life, I've never met somebody that's like, I'm a Satanist and I practice the Satan. But it's like, how do you, Christians, I want to know, like, how do you override that? How do you know the narrative and just go, yeah, well, they tell me not to think this way, so I don't. Like, I just... Are you just not smart enough? I don't know. I know in like the 80s and like 83 or something like that. I don't remember exactly when it was. But the church officially forgave the Jays for the killing of Jesus, and like they were to no longer be held liable or some shit for that.
How does that work?
Fuck if I know, but I mean, if you pay attention, you'll notice all the cardinals and all the highest ranking Pope. What do those guys wear? You ever notice how they all wear yarmulkes? Why do you think that is? It's just such a great fucking look. It's just such a as far as hats go, it does such a great job of being a hat covering, half of your head, a quarter of your head. It's not even a hat you can wear. You have to actually bobby pin it to your head because the shit'll fall off. That sounds practical as fuck, doesn't it? Why do they all wear yarmulkes?
It's because they're afraid of paganism. It has to do with the crown chakra and covering it, so you're not fed information from the stars in the universe. It's actually quite funny if you really look.
Well, I mean, does that sound like that sounds reasonable? Because, if that's the reason, then that means you have to believe in it. Right? And they don't believe in that stuff. So protecting yourself from something you don't believe in, that'd be like me walking around with fucking garlic around my neck all the time. Like, hey, you never know when vampires are going to come out of nowhere.
You never know.
I don't know. I don't, you know. That's a reasonable explanation, and I would, you know, that's a better explanation than anybody else gives me. But you know, I don't know. I tend to think it has more sort of obvious aspects to it. Tell us what else isn't real. Ooh. It's funny how I'm literally talking about something, and instead of talking about the thing I'm talking about, clowns keep trying to get me to talk about other things. Why? Why would anyone go to any feed and try to change what the people are talking about? If you don't like what they're talking about, go on to another feed. There's probably somebody talking about the thing you like. Don't worry. Oh, now somebody's telling me I should kill myself. Aww. I can't debunk what you're saying, and I can't say anything smart, so I'm going to be real clever. Robin Williams, Kurt Cobain yourself, yeah. Think about that. Who is going to, like, can you imagine encouraging someone to kill themselves because they're talking about something? You don't even, like, I don't even know this person. This isn't a name that I've seen a bunch of times. It's probably one of the same bots, but considering this guy came on my feed, heard me asking, why do Christian monarchs wear yarmulkes? And he's like, kill yourself. Who's going to do that? Who's going to do that? Like, what kind of, how else can you say, I'm an insecure white guy with a tiny dick, than doing that shit? I mean, it's so, again, I'm speaking directly to the other people here. Is that something you would do? You would encourage someone to kill themselves for anything? Like, I encourage pedophiles to kill themselves all the time. I absolutely think they all should. Since we can't do it ourselves, then they should at least do that one good thing in this world. But to think like somebody is asking questions about religion and you're too stupid to answer any of it, so you just go, like, who's going to do that? You sound quite prejudiced. Yep, that's what it is. Fucking stupid. Do you know everybody, whenever you're talking about the lizard stuff, the shape-shifting lizards, from the planet Nibiru and the Anunnaki and all that stuff. Guess who gave you all that information? The Jays. Dr. Zachariah Sitchin was a Jay. That's why it's such a dumbass nonsense story. But if you take everything that you believe about the shape-shifting lizard people and you just say, okay, they're not lizards, they're actually the Jays, you can literally fill every single thing. Even the shape-shifting point, if you look at it from a figurative standpoint. Obviously, they're not literally shape-shifting. But every single thing that we talk about, every single conspiracy regarding the lizard people, if you just say it's the Jays, it's the same fucking thing. At least you're honest about your bigotry. Yep, that's what it is. I'm honest about it. I hate, absolutely hate a disgusting belief structure. How does that make me a bigot? Anybody can choose not to be one of those disgusting pieces of shit. You can choose not to push that Semitism. You can choose not to be a part of such a disgusting, horrible cult. Uh-oh, we just hit 85. Shit.
Somebody's getting fired.
I know you're a fixer. That's your deal. Go away.
What about the human sacrifice? Well, they don't. Literally, that's what's happening right now. Right? Let's see. Let's do this. This will be funny. YouTube really loves when you say stuff like that. They love it. When you encourage people to kill themselves, they love it. I'll just hop on another account. I know, and that proves my point. Think about that. How many of you do that? How many of you have more than one YouTube account just so you control people?
That's so stupid. That's fucking lame. You should be embarrassed. What kind of life is that?
Well, it's bots. That's what I'm trying to tell you. These are bots. Make it make sense. You guys, look up Team Jorge. I just, what else do you need to know? This is 100% factual, no opinions, no conspiracy theories, no nothing. Think about that shit. Oh, does it bother you that I encourage pedos to kill themselves? Does that bother you, PCP guy? Gee, I wonder why. Is it because you're a big pedo yourself? Think about it. Just make it make sense. I'm somebody that's doing a daily live feed talking about we should cut off the Jays and remove this supremacy that exists. And we should use the money that we save, that $3.8 billion a year that we give to miserable to kill people. We should use that money to kill pedos. Now, who's going to oppose that? Who's going to oppose that? Who opposes the idea of killing pedos? Who wants the guy that's encouraging the destruction of pedos and Jayism? Who's gonna be mad about that? See, when I tell you guys that the Jays, they're not in charge because they're the smartest. They're the best at anything. The only thing they're the best at is being ruthless and being racist and being supremacist. The rest of the people aren't like that. Us Goyim, we're not like that. We haven't been raised in that ugly supremacy our whole lives. So we don't have that button that you can push that, I always like, there's that famous picture from Vietnam that shows the little Vietnamese girl running down the street naked with her skin falling off because the U.S. had just dropped some napalm on him. And the Jays were like, look at how awesome this is. Not only is it somebody with their skin fall, it's a naked girl. She's young. Look at, we'll put this on the cover. This will make them think like we do. Yay, good. And instead, the Goyim saw it and went, oh, my, what the fuck? Stop. Whatever we're doing, it's not worth it. Stop. And they were like, no. You kill them, We take down a building for every balloon that comes over that wall. We take down one of their buildings, women and children. We'll claim that we had around 1,100 people killed on October 7th, and we'll kill 200,000 in response. Yeah, that's normal, natural, right? That's what everybody does, right? I mean, can you imagine being so stupid that, like, it's like when little kids hear adults having a conversation and they want to be a part of it so bad, but they just can't. Like, they don't know what you're talking about politically or stock market or anything like that. So then they just say something like, look what that whole Stewart thing, right? Look what I can do. And they're like, look, pay attention. Look, I could be a part of the conversation too. And you're like, okay, yep, good point, buddy. Yeah, you do make money in your allowance. Yep, and you're saving up, aren't you? Yeah, I have $22 and I'm going to buy a car. Good job, buddy. You keep it up, okay? Now, hey, the adults are talking. I'll complain a little bit, but let the adults talk. That's literally what I'm dealing with these comments over and over and again. Why are you piecing it down? Duh. Dude wants to watch me pee and shit. Like, that's fucking weird. Keep your weird fucking fantasies off the feed, you sicko. Has to be proven beyond a shadow of a doubt. No, you have a different prejudice. Yes, I'm very prejudiced against horrible cults and things like that. The thing is, if anybody wants to leave their cult and come to the good side, I'm all for it. You'll be immediately made into a leader sort of position. Hang on. All right, well, we're going to have to restart because, again, they shut the comments off. Because that's what happens, right? Right? Somebody is not telling the truth. Somebody's just selling porky pies. So you cut off the comments and you censor them. Makes sense, doesn't it?